If you want to land big clients and make big money, I have a very good video for you right now, because today we're going to talk about literally the only ways to get clients ever, like literally ever. Now, along with that, I'm going to break down these methods and I'm going to talk about which ones I recommend and which ones I do not recommend. If you don't know who I am, my name is Justin. I'm 24 years old. I'm a freelance videographer. I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years. I've worked with some pretty big clients in the music industry and, been relatively successful as a freelancer. So now I'm here today to just pass on all the sauce and put you guys on some games. So, and that being said, let's just get into it. So first we need to establish inbound versus outbound leads, okay? So every single client that you ever work with will fall into one of these two categories, inbound or outbound. Now, if anyone tells you anything different, they are simply dumb and wrong, and I'm right, but like actually. So in simplest terms, an inbound lead is when someone is reaching out to you, and an outbound lead is when you are reaching out to someone. Now within these two categories, there are also subcategories that include the actual methods that we are going to take to go about getting these clients, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Now, you need to understand that an inbound lead is always going to be easier to convert than an outbound lead. When a client is coming to you, you always have the upper hand, because think about it, you basically just have the leverage in this situation because they are coming to you in search of your service rather than you going to them in search of their money. You see what I'm saying? Now, inbound clients come to you because either A, someone referred them to you, or B, they just came across you or your work online. Now, the goal is to have every single client that you ever work with be an inbound lead. However, I understand that that is not the case for most people, and honestly, it usually takes some time to get there. Like, you have to have a lot of authority in your industry, you have to have worked with a lot of people, or maybe some really big clients, and it needs to be very obvious to the world online that you know what you're doing, and people can trust you to do a good job. But yeah, like I said, I know that's not really the position that most people are in. So that being said, for the rest of this video, we're gonna talk about outbound leads. So here are the ways in which you can get clients. So first, there's the low volume manual approach, and then there's the high volume automated approach, okay? So the low volume manual approach, you're basically manually reaching out to people who you wanna work with. And the high volume automated approach is where you basically get a big list of people and you use some sort of software to automatically reach out to them for you. You just like write a script and you blast out, like a ton of emails or a ton of DMs. Now, before we talk about these two approaches, we need to establish something very important. As I mentioned earlier, when we are getting outbound leads, we do not have the leverage, okay? So you need to understand that when you're reaching out to someone, you are interrupting them throughout their day to try to get their attention. You are literally just a nuisance to them. Like by default, you are annoying, irrelevant, like they want nothing to do with you, okay? So what we need to do is put ourselves in a position where we have leverage, okay? And we do that by having something really good to offer that the client does not currently have. So you also need to understand that people do not just hire you because they feel like it. People only ever hire you because they are looking for a specific result or outcome, okay? People do not just hire you because they need photos or videos. They are hiring you for a specific outcome. And let me tell you this, 99% of the time, there are only two types of outcomes or results that a client is looking for. Number one, they want you to make their brand look dope or cool. And number two, they want you to make them a deliverable that directly makes them more money, okay? Sometimes there is crossover between these two categories, but I'm telling you, bro, it is way more rare than you think. And the client is almost always leaning towards one side or the other. Bro, I could go on and on about how like I messed this up. I'll save that for another video. I've kind of talked about it before. Trust me, bro, understand why a client is hiring you. Like this is actually very important that so many people overlook. So once you know why a client may actually be interested in working with you, now is the time that we need to develop an offer, okay? And if you don't know what an offer is, let me introduce you to arguably the most important thing in business literally ever. An offer is what the client actually gets from you, okay? An offer is not your video. An offer is, hey, I'll make you this video. If it doesn't get this many views, you don't have to pay me. Or I'll make you this video and I guarantee that you'll love it, or you don't have to pay me. Like no questions asked. Now, you might be thinking that that is completely impossible and like I'm out of my mind, but I'm telling you, bro, this is actually how you level up. And this is how you like double, triple, quadruple what you make. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that you have to develop an offer as strong as that, because trust me, I do understand that it can be very challenging to develop an offer like that, especially in a creative field. But what I'm trying to say is you see how when you have an offer that is that strong, you're basically making it impossible for the client to say no. It's like a no-brainer offer to them. So they're gonna say yes. So if you can't come up with something that strong, that's fine. I think realistically, a good starting point for most people is, being like, hey, I'll do this first job for free. If it goes well and you like it, then we can talk. Then we can maybe work together or we can talk numbers. Like that is an offer. It's still a pretty good offer. But it's not as strong as the others because you're not promising like an actual outcome. You're just saying, hey, let's do a free trial. And if it goes well, then we can talk. Also, when you do this approach, you have to say that second part, like we'll talk numbers, or, if it goes well, then we can talk, something like that. It's very important to do that because you basically need to plant seeds in the client's head that you mean business after the free work is done. Now, obviously this isn't as strong as the previous examples that I just mentioned, but this will work very well for getting clients in the door. So maybe start with that. So now that that's out of the way, let's get get into this and talk about the low volume manual approach and the high volume automated approach. So the volume at which you reach out to clients when you do this, can be up to you. But personally, I recommend an extremely hyper specific, very low volume approach. And I'm gonna talk about that right now. So when we're being extremely selective with who we're working with, we're just setting ourselves up to succeed because we're finding clients who we think that one, we can do a good job for, two, we're like, stylistically, we're gonna be a great fit for them. We're developing and crafting a very specific offer that we know is gonna work very well for them, as opposed to just, developing one sort of general offer and sending that out to like a lot of clients. I like to think of this as like a sniper approach. Like we're taking a sniper and we're pinpointing exactly who we wanna target, okay? As opposed to taking like an AK and just, spraying and praying. So I really like this approach because the quality of leads is just way better in my opinion. You're being so selective with who we're picking that we're just setting ourselves up for more success because we're putting all of our energy into one or two clients, or, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10. You see what I'm saying? Also, when you start to work with them, because you've done all of this research beforehand, you know that the collaboration is gonna go well. You're typically very confident of it. So for example, when I was in college, I had been touring for like 6 months or so, and I actually got robbed on tour and I lost all of my stuff and I basically had to rebuy everything again. So I kind of had to take a step back from touring, and during this time, I kind of had like a mini restart. And I basically like reevaluated the clients that I was working with. I basically realized, I'm like, bro, like, let me try to work with some new clients, like some bigger clients, So during this time, I was like, okay, like who do I really want to work with? And I basically developed a list of like 10 or 20 artists that I really wanted to work with. And I was like, okay, like let me hit them up. And DJ Snake was at the very top of the list. I kind of thought to myself, I'm like, bro, like what if some of these other clients hit me back and they want to work together? And then, let's say Snake hits me back like a couple weeks later or something, like then maybe I won't be able to work with him. So I was like, let me literally just hit up Snake. Let me just hit his team up and see what happens, and not, the other, 10 or 20 people on the list. It worked very well. And this is how I landed Snake. And that pretty much changed like a lot for me, career-wise. And that it basically gave me so much credibility for every other client that, came my way. And it was like the ultimate authority booster. And I was working with him and, making good money with him. So what I'm trying to say is I basically took my sniper, pinpointed Snake, and was like, boom, like you're it. And when I did that, I could basically craft a very specific offer that was tailored, like perfect for him. So yeah, and it worked. So you might be wondering, like where do I find these clients? And for that, I'll tell you, bro, it is 2025. Like the fact that this is even a question is just like insane to me still. It's like, bro, social media, the internet. Like where do your clients hang out? Most industries, I guess, will be, Instagram probably. But it's like, bro, like if you're in more of like a business space, then it's like LinkedIn. Or if you're like a YouTube video editor, probably like Twitter, I think. So yeah, it's like, bro, know your niche, know what you want to do, and know where they hang out. Like it's really not that hard. It really shouldn't even be a question like where to find clients in 2024 or 2025, I'm sorry. And when it comes to getting their contacts, like if you don't want to just DM them, well, first I would start with the DMs, or if it's like a big, celebrity or something, like go to their management. What I'm trying to say is be savvy. Like use the internet, literally type in, like, you want to work for this artist, management. You're probably gonna get like a long list of people, and like do your investigations. Like go look at that list, go to their Instagram, go to their Twitter, whatever, like see what they've been up to. Like, are they still with this artist, whatever. Like it's really, really not that hard. You just have to be like an investigator. But yeah, start with the DMs, I recommend. And then, if you need to find their emails or their phone numbers, there's a few different platforms. One is, I used Booking Agent Info. That's like for talent. So you find like their management and stuff. Another thing that you can use is like ListKit or Apollo. Those are generally for like higher volume searches though, but you can like manually search for, like 1 or 2 people. Another is like Contact Out. I think that's LinkedIn. But you see what I'm saying? It's like, bro, just do your research, like find these platforms online, maybe pay like, so for Booking Agent Info, I did use that one. I paid like $30 and I got like all these artists in their management contacts and emails. When really I should have just DM'd them. This was a while ago. So now let's talk about the high volume automated approach. So like I said earlier, this is where you get like, a really big list of people, and you get some sort of software to basically take the list and just email them at like a crazy high volume. Now, what I will tell you about this is it sounds very, very appealing, but I'm telling you, bro, I do not recommend this at all. Like seriously, at all. And I actually have a lot of experience with this at our agency. So we've done like all this cold email stuff. We've probably emailed about 100,000 businesses and like prospects within the last year. And within that, there were probably like on average, like 3 or 4 emails per sequence. So let's say like 300,000 emails sent total. And our results have been terrible, like really, really bad. This is because you have to do so many things right to get this to work. Like you have to set up the emails, the inboxes, the domains. You have to configure like all this stuff. You have to get a really good list, or if you get like a bad list with like bad emails, like your emails are just gonna get bounced, or you're gonna go to spam and it's gonna burn your reputation. You can't just use one email account. You have to make like 40 so you can like actually email like a high volume, because if you just do it from one inbox, you're just gonna go to spam and it's gonna get cooked. And there's just all these problems and headaches that I'm telling you, bro, it's just not worth it. Like I have spent probably over 100 hours, probably close to 200 hours, like realistically, trying to get this cold email stuff to work. And it has a little bit for us and our agency, but I'm telling you, bro, it's just not worth it. Like it's so hard to set up and you have to be on top of it and manage it so well. And you just have to do it all perfect or it's just not worth it. And it can get expensive. Like we've spent about, I think $7,000 or $8,000 on it in the last year. So this is why there are agencies that literally do this for businesses, okay? So if you really wanna do it, maybe consider that. And if you don't have the money and you just really wanna do it, then I guess do it yourself. But bro, I'm telling you, it's like the amount of headache that it's gonna cause you genuinely is just so ridiculous that you could be taking that time to use this hyper specific low volume, like sniper like approach that I'm talking about and have a lot of success with that. I don't recommend it, like I really don't. But all this being said, if you really still wanna do it, for one, I just recommend having an agency do it. But you know, if you don't wanna spend all that money, I get it. So if you really, really wanna do it yourself, then you can use Apollo or ListKit to get the information of people and businesses, like their email, phone number, all that. And then you use SmartLead or Instantly to send the actual emails like on autopilot. But yeah, bro, I'm telling you, I do not recommend this. Take your time and do it manually. It's gonna be way better. And yeah, so to wrap this up, remember that when we are getting outbound clients, we do not have leverage. We are annoying, we are a nuisance, we are irrelevant to these prospects. So what we need to do is develop a really good offer to create leverage. And when you have a good offer, I highly recommend, you use the low volume manual approach to get these clients. It's just way better than the high volume automated approach. And yeah. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, go follow my Instagram at justin.james. Justin has 2 N's. And yeah, that's it. Peace.